welcome to another episode of Sadcast, Satisfying Static.
Satisfying Static. That's where we are today. Yep.
Sadcast. It's a sadcast.
It's a sad cast. It does kind of feel like that.
Well, I was going to comment that it's really sad in New England right now. It's like rainy and overcast and gross. And this weekend it's supposed to be like snowy, which is great because I work night shift all weekend. So I'm going to be stuck in the western part of the state probably because the roads are going to get shut down.
Oh, okay. We don't love that for you.
I hope not. Apparently there's been a scheduling snafu this weekend and they asked if anybody could work 11 to 9. And I was like, yeah, if you want to get rid of my 4 to 2s, I'm all over it. And they were like, I don't think your night shift's going to be easier to cover, but thanks for your flexibility.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me.
Yeah, you know, for a minute, I was like, oh, maybe I miss winter. Maybe I miss the cold. And, like, snow looks so pretty some places. And then it's been, like, blizzarding some places, and then you're talking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in California.
Honestly, I hate winter rain worse.
So much.
Between 33 degrees and 45 degrees, it's like, oh.
Miserable.
It's cold outside. And the rain is cold. And it's like a weird cold humid. It's terrible.
I agree. I would much rather it be snowing. Even like,
100%.
I'll even take like even slightly slushy snow, but if it's fucking raining and you have to be in a winter coat that is now soaked, kill me.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Kill me. And I used to commute, like I used to take the train back and forth to work all the time. Like, oh my God. Those days when you would get onto the CTA, onto a public bus or train, first of all of the windows were fogged up because we're all soaked and it's fucking hot in there. And it smells like wet dog. It just straight up always smells like wet dog.
Gross. Straight up, no, thank you.
Yeah, I understand now why I was like so angry and miserable all the time. Like, I not only had to commute on the train, but then sometimes I still had to walk 20 minutes home in all of that. Like, no, thank you. I don't miss that.
No thanks.
But anyway,
I don't have any housekeeping.
I had thought of something and it slipped my mind. So I'm still job hunting.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a shit show, for lack of better words. Has not been super fun. It seems like everyone is hiring, but no one is hiring. So that's exciting. I've spent a lot of time putting together cover letters and applications to get a lot of no's or no responses. So it kind of feels like when I graduated college and was trying to look for a job for the first time, I probably submitted something like close to 150 applications before I got one interview.
When I graduated PA school in the middle of the pandemic, it was like that. I had over 2,400 applications out across 6 states.
Yeah, so hasn't been going great, but I've been doing it. I've been trying to apply full-time and freelance gigs and stuff. People have been super nice in forwarding me their like companies' job pages and stuff, but just like, yeah, I don't know. Somebody suggested I start door dashing, so I might do that. We'll keep you updated on that. I'm going to sign up for an account, I think, today. I don't have a car though, so it's all going to be on bike or walking bike.
There's a guy who's popular on TikTok who delivers strictly by bike. He records all of it and he posted his content. Yeah. It's good.
Oh, really?
It's actually very entertaining. I follow him and watch it a lot. Yeah.
Oh, you should send it to me next time you see it, because I actually do want to see that. But I see people, I've gotten stuff delivered on bike. I see people delivering on bike all the time.
Yeah, his setup's really cool. He's got like his hot bag like fastened to this like rack, and he's got like his, like a digital, it's like a phone holder, and then he's got like a speedometer on his bike.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll send it to you when I find the user. Yeah, but it's really entertaining, and he like jokes around a lot, and he's like, yeah, it's a nice day in the city for a ride or whatever. But it's definitely, I think it's LA because it's always super nice out. He really like hardly ever wears a jacket. Like,
yeah, that would make sense. It's the right like area to do it in because yes, the weather is always nice enough to just bike around.
Yeah,
and I would love to see that because I've seen people have either like the backpack or have it strapped to their bikes. I feel like strapping it to your bike would be easier than having it on my back. But
his setup looks legit. legit. He's got like a shelf type thing in there too for like cup holders and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, like, it can't hurt for now. And I live in a very highly populated area and I live really close to downtown. Like, there's tons of restaurants. Like, I know because I've done it. People are ordering stuff from several blocks away. So
yeah,
I feel like I could get at least something. Like, I don't know that I'm going to be paying my rent by just dashing, but.
Well, no, but I did the Grubhub bit for a while, and if they have like scheduled blocks, you make a scheduled hourly rate. And then, you know, if you multi-app it where you use Grubhub and DoorDash, so you have both of them open to like pick up an order or whatever, you make good money. I mean, and with you not having the overhead of gas, you really, all you're losing is time.
Right.
Which is valuable, but if you're not doing anything else right now, you know, it's not terrible.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at is like, we had talked about donating plasma. I was like, is that going to be worth my time? Like, is it going to be worth all the extra time to like travel there and do it, whatever? And it's like, at this point, I'm not making money anywhere else. So all of it's worth my time. So for now, like, I think DoorDash.
Yeah, the physical downsides of donating plasma are not worth it, in my opinion. I often did not feel well after I donated.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, I was telling Maggie I worked at one for multiple years and I would make $50 a donation. So I was making like $400 a month before bonuses. So to me, it was worth it. But to most donors, you're really only bringing home like half that, depending on what bonuses and incentives they have. And most of us don't feel super great after.
That's good to know. I don't even know if I would qualify. Like, I'm often pretty anemic. Does that matter?
Yeah, so they measure your hematocrit when you get there, and if your hematocrit's too low, you can't donate, which yours might be. You're also relatively thin, so like the thinner you are, the less money you make.
Which is a fun fact I didn't know until I talked to Kristine, and that really like made me second guess everything because the person who suggested it would be in a higher weight category, and they made pretty decent money. But then when you said that, I was like, oh, I might just barely make it into that weight category, but I don't know. I haven't weighed myself in a while, so I don't know that it would be worth it.
Light, medium, and heavyweight, and I made it into heavyweight just hardly. It was like 180, I think, or 185, and it was like just hardly when I made it in. That's the higher pay amount, and you really only get paid well if you dedicate to going twice a week. So if you can't make it twice a week, it sucks, and there's a lot of stipulations around it. They load it onto a prepaid card. They don't give you cash. So like there's fees associated with the card, so you lose money that way, and it's like,
right.
If you have nothing else going on and like you're planning on taking the day to do nothing, go nuts. But like I made way more money with DoorDash and Grubhub than I did with that, and I still felt decent.
Yeah, I think that's just the better move for me, obviously. Like, especially if I'm looking for something that I want to like need to do immediately. Like that's what I did last year when clients were slow, is I picked up Rover and I was like, well, I'll start dog sitting. Like, but right now that's been slow and I can't really force people to give me their dogs. So
Right. Right. I hear that's a crime. Weird.
Strangely, yeah. People don't like that. The law doesn't approve.
I don't know about Instacart or Getter.
Well, the thing, I haven't heard of Getter, but the thing with Instacart is like, I don't have a car. And so I would probably be really limited to like the amount of things that I could pick up and deliver. And like, definitely there's only one real grocery store within like a reasonable distance from me. And then otherwise it'd be like CVS and Rite Aid.
I order stuff from Instacart from like Five Below.
Right, or things like that. But like all of those stores are a lot farther away from me. Like all like Five Below, most of the grocery stores, Michael's, like the other places you can order on Instacart, they're all like at the like shopping center area, which isn't right by me. So that's the only reason.
You have Postmates out there too.
Oh yeah, do people still use Postmates?
People in LA use Postmates. People anywhere else don't really use Postmates.
Weird. Okay, I'll look into it because I feel like I've never used Postmates. I don't know of anybody that does.
I only know it's still being used because they sponsor a few podcasts that I listen to.
I've seen ads here. I know I saw an ad a while ago and I was like, oh, Postmates. Yeah, that's my housekeeping. I guess I'll update you guys on if I'm delivering food to people around here or not. But currently just brainstorming and trying all of the things.
I'm assuming you're already on Fiverr.
Well, I'm on Upwork. I'm going to restart my Fiverr account. It's just like people on Fiverr expect to pay very little. And so the freelancers on Fiverr are really averaging like $4 to $12 an hour, which is not nothing, but isn't really great. So I'm kind of saving that for when I'm really like, wow, I have nothing going on and no way to make money. But I am on Upwork, and Upwork now allows you to for those of you that don't know, allows you to post gigs kind of like Fiverr and be like, okay, for this amount of money, I'll do this for you. I posted one. It hasn't been going great because I don't think people are aware that's something you can do on Upwork, but
there's TaskRabbit too.
I did think about, I almost did TaskRabbit last year.
Somebody just posted about it on TikTok about, he literally just shows up and puts together your IKEA furniture.
Yeah, you can TaskRabbit for like literally anything. I've used TaskRabbit before. Maybe I'll look into that one too. But I also found a bunch of other freelancer sites like Fiverr and Upwork that I'd never heard of before. And some of them have recently got like investor funding. So I'm going to sign up with accounts on those too and see. Maybe there's different opportunities on there. Who knows? Currently, I've gotten email back from Skims that said, we've received your application. Expect to hear back from us within 14 days. And a no from HubSpot.
HubSpot. Oh, I remember you telling me about that one.
Yeah, that one didn't work out. But earlier this week, I applied to like a bunch of, they were all Hail Marys, let's be honest. They were huge companies like Skims and Huda Beauty. And oh my God, I found a job. The Academy Awards are looking for a director of marketing. So yeah, I'm going to throw my resume in that ring too. Might as well. Why not?
Oh my God, please become the director of marketing for the Academy Awards and have me and Olivia go. Please.
If I fucking could. Like, my portfolio is not like up to par. I really, like, if I want that job, I need to like get all my shit together ASAP to apply. So I'm literally just throwing in Hail Marys right now and hoping that like my experience somehow catches someone's attention. But being out here is crazy. Like, the biggest companies are all looking for like a social media person right now. It's a little insane, but that also means there's probably a lot of people looking for that role too. So I don't think my chances are great, but I never know. You'll never know unless you try, right?
That's right. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Throw your resume out there. It'll be all right.
Yeah. So who knows? Fingers crossed I'll be working for the Academy soon.
And the Oscar goes to...
Right?
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yep, it's all Mario. All Mario.
We love it. We love it.
First word today is shop. S-H-O-P.
Appropriate because 'tis the holiday season.
'Tis the holiday season. I've gotten the majority of Olivia's Christmas stuff done.
Yay! Yeah, shop just made me think of Christmas shopping because I still have a majority of that to do.
This episode will be airing after Christmas, but a little behind the scenes, we are recording it before Christmas, so...
Surprise! We're still Christmas shopping, but that's okay. Hopefully, by the time you're hearing this, I will have finished all my Christmas shopping and everyone will be very happy with what they received, is what we're manifesting.
Same. Fingers crossed.
But shop also just makes me think of, like, business, like running a business, because...
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted to like own a store, like a shop. I always say store, but that feels to me like a physical location. And I don't necessarily want like a boutique. I just wanted to like sell cute shit to people. So like an online store would have been fine. But I had an Etsy store for a while, Etsy shop for a while, several years. I did that. And then I constantly keep thinking about ideas for opening a shop, but I just don't know what the fuck I would do.
Yeah, there's tons of business models that I think of every day, but like I don't want the overhead of running a business. I've told you this before. I have an awesome idea for a restaurant and I don't want to run it. I
don't remember the idea for the restaurant, but you should definitely sell that concept to somebody.
I'll talk about it here because only 180 people listen to it, so nobody's going to steal it.
You never know.
It's bingo and brunch. So like you go play bingo with other adults and you have brunch. So you have like bottomless mimosas and hang out and play bingo. And people don't realize how fun bingo is, and you'll realize how fun bingo is. The problem is, I believe Massachusetts considers bingo gambling, which means that I would have to open it like a casino.
I think it's only gambling if I guess there would be prizes involved, right?
Right. Yeah. There'd be like money and prizes involved, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds tricky. Also, isn't bingo for old people?
That is a misconception. But yes, everybody thinks that bingo is for old people. I was going to bingo maybe 5 years ago now, 6 years ago now.
Where do you go to bingo?
Back in the Midwest, they had it in this Vikings hall.
Oh, cool.
This Vikings Club hall, which was just old people mostly, but it was BYOB, bring your own food. Oh. So we brought Chinese food, we brought our own drinks. It was a $15 buy-in, and you played bingo, and it was a fucking blast. Like, me and some other paramedics that I know went, and it was a blast.
That's so funny. I love that for you.
We had a great time, dude. I'm telling you, bingo is I have not looked into bingo around here. I would love to. I would love to get into it. When you win, you split a prize. Like, I won like $75 one night. It was awesome.
Nice. Well, I feel like also the situation in the company helped to like really make that an experience for you. I don't know that you'd love like bingo everywhere. I would love for you to go play bingo somewhere around where you live and just to see if it's the same kind of excitement.
I would love to find bingo in the area and see if I enjoy it. I have to convince someone to go with me though, and I bet you
Olivia. That's her job.
I don't think she would. There's a couple of people that I go to jiu-jitsu with who would be totally down to go to bingo for fun.
Hell yeah, do that. I feel like that would definitely help the experience too. And especially if you've been like looking for an excuse to hang out with them outside of jiu-jitsu, be like, so anyway, I was having this weird conversation with my friend. Would anybody be down for bingo?
Well, one of them the other day came up to us and was like, hey, so I found this really cool place to do pickleball. And it's got drinks and indoor courts, and it's about 10 people. Like, who's down? And I'm like, sure, let's go play pickleball.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I maybe I'll scout some bingo halls in the area and make that happen. But I love bingo.
We're learning that. But did you already play pickleball, or is this something that's coming up?
Something in the future, I hope. Yeah. They were just getting a feel to see if anybody would want it so that they could reserve a court in the future.
Cool. I've yet to play pickleball, but everyone seems to love it.
Do you know the premise?
Yeah, it's like tennis and ping pong or something made a baby.
Yeah, it's like tennis meets ping pong with a wiffle ball.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And with like a little bit of squash sprinkled in.
Yeah, squash. I don't know what sport that is, but
squash? It's like racquetball.
But it's not racquetball?
I think it's a synonym.
Okay. I'm not good at sports. For everyone listening, just so you know, I'm not questioning Kristine. I'm just confused because I don't understand most sports.
Both racquetball and squash balls are hollow and rubber, although racquetballs are larger than squash balls by 42%.
That's a big increase.
Squash owes its name to those mischievous school kids who realized a punctured racquetball squashes on impact, making it harder to hit.
Oh, so is it like a squashed ball?
As far as rules go, the most important difference between racquetball and squash is that the ceiling is out of bounds in squash, but not racquetball. That's like the main difference. So like with racquetball, you can
hit it off the ceiling.
Yep. No, squash, you can hit it off the ceiling.
Oh, not in racquetball. Because racquetball is the one where like you go into like the gym and it's like a big white room and you're just like hitting the ball off a wall.
Yes.
That's that one, right? Okay, that's what I thought.
Super dangerous. Super dangerous. Like,
is it?
Oh yeah. So everybody's like, racquetball, no big deal. No. I've taken care of more people who have been hurt from racquetball than anything else.
Seriously?
You don't realize how much stress you're putting on your joints when you do those hard, like stop, turn, pivot.
Oh.
They tear a lot of ankles up. They tear a lot of knees out. Like, and if you get hit with the ball just right, you'll fuck your shit up. So like people who wear glasses have to wear like the sports contact glasses. Yeah. So my ex-brother-in-law absolutely ruined his ankle skiing, like broke it in 6 different places or whatever, had to get it repaired.
Jesus.
Fast forward like 8 months, he's back on his feet. He goes and plays racquetball.
Oh no.
Yep. Pivots on that ankle and rips through all the hardware.
Oh my God.
Yep. Literally all the hardware. Yep.
Wow. So that was absolutely not the way that I was expecting you to say people get hurt at racquetball, because I definitely was like, oh, obviously they get hit in the face with the ball a lot.
No, it's just like football with that like stand and pivot and like, or basketball with that stand and pivot on that court floor.
Right.
It gets so sticky and your foot just gets planted and then you rip and tear through things and running into each other, trying to get to the ball. And it's a whole thing.
Okay, so now racquetball sounds like a very dangerous contact sport, and I'm not interested.
Genuinely, when I meet older white men, usually they're like, oh, I play squash 3 times a week, or I play racquetball 3 times a week, or whatever. I'm like, oh, so you're a hard ass. You're a jerk. I bet. Like, I have not met a single chill dude that's like, yeah, I go to squash 3 times a week. No, it's like,
right.
Come to win. And usually the guys that play squash and racquetball are also the guys who go golfing no less than 15 times a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. It seemed to me like your standard, white man sport, but
it's expensive too. It's like expensive to rent court time.
I figured.
A lot of local Ys will have them or whatever, but like almost all of them are in country club situations or private clubs, and it's expensive to rent it out.
Yeah, that makes sense. That, like, racquetball, tennis, all of those country club sports seem like rich white people sports.
Tennis and pickleball feel a bit more accessible because there has been a big initiative to put tennis courts in
parks and
public
stuff, yeah.
In public spaces,
Yeah.
So tennis feels less privileged than like racquetball or
for sure.
Hockey is super privileged. You have to have tons of money to buy hockey gear and get into the right ice times and
yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be like serious about it.
Well, it's like I told Olivia, like, as far as sports goes, that I would really enjoy if my child got into, like, hockey's right up there.
Ooh, that's an expensive one.
Yeah, and she's like, sweetie, you're gonna spend 10 grand in gear. I was like, yeah, but like hockey's also a lot of fun to watch. And if my kid gets into like, tennis is fun to watch, volleyball's fun to watch, but if my kid gets into like, I don't know, bowling, I might be sad. Like I will go, I will be so supportive, but man, I'm just,
Yeah, well, that's part of being a parent. You just gotta be supportive, even if they like lame things. Not to say that bowling is lame, but I'm not a bowler.
Were you forced to play an instrument as a child?
No, like forced by my parents.
Yeah, like did they encourage you to play an instrument?
No, my parents didn't force me to do anything. I was forced to learn how to play the recorder in grade school for music class.
Right, yeah, no, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So Liv and I have had this conversation where she like would like us to have our child have an activity every season.
Every season. Okay, I was like, cycle?
Yeah. So, like, in the winter months, she's like, why don't we have them learn an instrument, like guitar or piano or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, what if they don't want to?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what if in the winter months you let them pick what they want to do?
Well, yeah, she's like, and that's kind of what she said. She's like, they can do whatever as long as they're doing something, though. Like, I don't want them to just have, video game time at home all the time. And I'm like, sure, but what if halfway through they're like, I don't want to do it?
Yeah.
Are we going to let them quit? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know how I feel about just letting them quit things. Like, shouldn't we, like, teach them how to stick some things out? And I don't know. Me and Olivia have parenting philosophy conversations a lot.
That's good. I mean, that's important. You guys plan on being parents, so it's good to see if you're on the same page when it comes to stuff like that, because all of those things will come up, I'm sure.
Parents probably sometime in the next 5 years.
So get ready. So yeah, I mean, those are important conversations to have to see where you both are. Parenting styles are important, and I think that's not something most couples like really get into until they're already parents, and then you're like, oh my god, I can't raise children with you.
Yeah, no, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I love that. I'm on a few like parenting TikTok accounts and like gentle parenting and stuff. I love watching those just to like see how people deal with their shitty, annoying, loud kids.
Yeah, I was so sold on kids for so long, and now in the last probably, 6 months, I've had a lot of teetering thoughts about children just because.
Really?
Yeah, just because, God, the thought of giving up what little downtime I have now for children just sounds fucking miserable.
Well, I would hope that by the time you're having kids, you've adjusted your schedule because you're going to need to, because those kids are going to need a lot more time than you have currently.
I mean, I've already kind of like, I'm not really working my part-time jobs at all. So it's like, I'm running into this weird thing where I just have the full-time job, but I still don't feel like I have enough time for me.
Well, you're planning a wedding and it's Christmas. Like, this is the busiest time of year for everybody.
Yeah. So
maybe check in January when everything calms the fuck down and see how it feels like, if you have extra free time or not.
Well, I'm going to jiu-jitsu 4 times a week, and the thought of me having to give any of that up for a child sounds not ideal. And
fair.
I don't want to resent my kid, and I have a feeling that if a child makes me lose free time, I might resent them.
That's fair.
So I told Olivia, I was like, when we have a kid, daycare, even if I'm off work. Going to daycare. I don't care how much money it saves us. Going to daycare.
That's fair. I mean, I think that's a lot of people's biggest hesitation, or like the people who don't want kids. I mean, I didn't want kids for a really long time, most of my life. And like, that is definitely one of my bigger hesitations, is like, it's a entire life change. Like, it's a whole different commitment. Now you're responsible for this little human. Like, you don't get to be the same person that you were before. You won't be able to do all of the same things, and you will have to give up a lot of the things that you loved or whatever, just because you won't have the same time. So like, that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. Like, I'm not willing or ready to give up all of whatever little time I have now. And life is already busy and stressful enough. I'm going to add taking care of a human on top of it. I can barely take care of myself. Come on now.
Same. And I don't want to shop for them.
Okay.
I was just trying to bring it back.
Oh, nice. I forgot what the word was.
Oh, it was shop. There we go. We're back.
Yay! We did it. And one word. Look at us go.
One word.
Wow, that was good. I think that wraps up today's episode.
I think it does.
Until next time.